Welcome to the show. Welcome, family. I want to greet everyone. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you very, very much. And we are watching whatever is happening in the nation. Exciting times. We continue to see God on the move in our nation. We continue to see a lot happening in ZANU-PF. And the season of change, as we have always said, was coming. And we are seeing it happening. We are seeing it live. We are experiencing it with our own eyes, that indeed God is on the move on the nation of Zimbabwe, and everything that is happening in the nation is as a result of the end of ZANU-PF, the days of ZANU-PF that are just reaching their final end. And we are not surprised at this juncture to see the fights that we see happening in ZANU-PF. We are today going to be looking at the Chris Mutsvangwa, who is called General Chiwenga a small boy. You are a small boy to the party, Mutsvangwa tells General Chiwenga. What is happening? There are a lot of things that are happening in ZANU-PF. There are a lot of things that are happening in the camp of the enemy. And I am telling you, this is just testimony enough that where we are going through times that are going to be very, very difficult for ZANU-PF. Very, very difficult. And I don't see how they are going to be surviving this. So we have many reports really that are talking about this issue. Even ZimLife have also brought in this issue. They are saying Chris Mutsvangwa rages at Chiwenga over son's arrest, absolves MNANGAGWA. It is somebody else who thinks that he is wearing the shoes of the head of state. This is what Chris Mutsvangwa said. And here he was referring to the general here. So I just want to read this comment that came from Brighton Mtebuka. He says, Chris is probably in denial that ED is throwing him to the wolves, or at least pretending to be. No Mafikizolo could be that audacious without the green light from Vene. Singing to the media like this suggests that he exacerbated and perhaps at his wit's end, but it's possibly where am I, by the way? And he says it's clear there's no distance between him and ED, as intimacy and access have likely been scaled, if not totally shut down. Just like Bob in 2018, Chris is suddenly morphing into a human rights activist and mourning about the abuse of state institutions. He confirms what we have always said on these streets about the existence of brinkmanship politics and gladiatory power contest over succession. Many in ZANU-PF were openly laughing at Chamisa and Triple C just a few months ago, but I warned them trouble was coming in their ZANU-PF paradise and they should brace for it. Well, here it is, right? Something like this. So this is what is happening. A lot is happening. People are talking about it. People are really talking about. Somebody was saying here, well, maybe Comrade Atikuri, which is Chris, should go back to the bushes and fight to free his own Zimbabwe and lead it. Never thought I would live long enough to watch Motormouth Mutsvangwa playing the victim card yet again. Right, this is to remember what he said at Chatham House, where Chris Mutsvangwa was speaking like a god. And he said that anyone who wants, who is demanding change in Zimbabwe must go and fight the same way that we fought Smith regime. That's what he said. And a lot of people were really pained by what Chris Mutsvangwa said at that particular time in that meeting. But, well, look at what is happening now. The tables have turned. It is now eating him. He's being swallowed by his own lion. And whatever that he brought to birth is now coming back to devour him. This is the situation that we are finding in the country. So a lot of people have been saying Chris Mutsvangwa is actually running away from the truth. The truth is that the guy who is behind the arrest of his son, the guy who is behind the persecution of MNANGAGWA, of Chris Mutsvangwa, is actually MNANGAGWA. But it seems Mutsvangwa is dodging the bullet. He's trying to, hide and go otherwise, and he does not want to attack MNANGAGWA straight away, because for many other reasons, probably he still has a hope that they could settle things, or he still hopes that whatever little that is still left with may remain with him, because I'm sure he knows that MNANGAGWA could want to destroy him totally and leave him totally with nothing. probably is trying to protect one or two things, either his family, his properties, his businesses, his monies, or something, or his connection to things like the gold mafias and the other deals that he was having with the Chinese that are involving Mnangagwa with it. But, well, we understand that Chris Mutsvangwa, after the fall with Mnangagwa, he has gone into overdrive to try and make life very difficult for Mnangagwa. We understand that Mutsvangwa has really created a rift between China and Mnangagwa. It seems that there is a fallout that has happened between China and Emmerson Mnangagwa, because Chris Mutsvangwa, to begin with, is the one who actually brought the relationship, this marriage between China and Zimbabwe was orchestrated by Chris Mutsvangwa, as he was the ambassador in China. And many of these deals that Chinese people have come to do right in Zimbabwe, they've been a product of the interference of Chris Mutsvangwa, and even the one who took them to the tobacco industry. And up to now, China is the one that is running the tobacco in Zimbabwe. So, you see, these guys were involved in quite a lot. They have relationships that are deep-rooted, to the point that when there is a fallout, like the way we are seeing things happening, it becomes very, very difficult now how they are going to deal with the issues that they were combined with. You remember, the issue that came out through Monica was also that even the letter that Chris wrote, we more and more, we are still getting confirmations that the letter that ZANU-PF was running around defying and denying that it was not Chris Mutsvangwa is actually indeed Chris Mutsvangwa. So there is this information that is coming that no, Neville Mutsvangwa was actually working with the twins, with Collins and what's the other name? The twins of Mnangagwa, or Sean. They were together in these deals. But unfortunately, when it came to the issue of the arrests, Mnangagwa just decided to spare his children. Of course, that is normal. He had to spare his children, and he had to sacrifice Mutsvangwa's son. And that did not go well with the Mutsvangwa and family. And well, yesterday, many sources were coming out to say General Chiwenga is in the clear when it comes to the arrest of Mutsvangwa's son. He has no hand in it. And there was quite a lot of evidence that was showing that General Chiwenga definitely does not have anything to do with the arrests. So this is what is happening. But is General Chiwenga going to be taking the statements of Chris Mutsvangwa lightly? Because these are serious statements, you know, especially for a general. You know, these generals, the soldiers, they have their priorities, and they have their characters and reputations to protect. So I don't know if General Chiwenga is going to simply ignore or he's going to also be taking it up, what the disrespect that Chris Mutsvangwa has shown. But it is very dangerous from Chris Mutsvangwa actually to make enemies on both ends. If there is a fallout with Emmerson Mnangagwa, I don't see the wisdom in Chris of also trying to accuse General Chiwenga, or you know, trying to, you know, also make another enemy in the other camp. He would rather have a side that stands with him than to have a fallout with the both sides, unless if they are politicking. I said this to somebody yesterday, and I said there is a possibility that this could be just politicking. Chris Mutsvangwa could actually be attacking Mnangagwa in some way, in a hidden way, and they could be doing that in an understanding with the General Chiwenga. Yes, they can do that. You know, politics is very tricky, it's very dirty also, and there's a lot that happens under the carpet. And at times, things that are seen in the public eye may not be exactly as things are happening right behind the scenes. So this could be right an indirect attack also on Mnangagwa. But we are yet to see. The letter itself that ZANU-PF has been denying is that one was a direct attack on Emmerson Mnangagwa as a person and his family. And Chris Mutsvangwa was also saying there was an agreement that when we entered into the Second Republic, we agreed that we are not going to touch in the members that are of you know, immediate family members. Were not supposed to be touched. But you know, there are no permanent enemies or no permanent friends in politics. That is the problem. So we would find that the situation that Chris and his family find themselves in is really very, very serious, because the other information, of course, that is coming up, which we are still watching, is the idea that Mnangagwa also is moving to fire Monica Mutsvangwa. It is very possible. We could be hearing it any moment, any day, any minute, and we could be coming to give you updates of what is happening. So, but the knives are out in ZANU-PF. battle lines are drawn in ZANU-PF. We are yet to see major wars that are going to be happening very soon. So family, we are excited, and exciting times are still coming. What we still continue to say is that we need freedom. We don't care what happens to them. Let them kill each other, let them maim each other. We don't mind. What we want is to see ZANU-PF collapse. That's the only thing that we want to see now. We have tried all means possible. We have tried to vote them out. We have tried to tell them to do the right thing, but instead they turn around and shoot us, imprison us, and kill us. So now let it happen right in their midst. Let the fire burn in their own house, and that would allow the Zimbabwean people's freedom to come much easier and much faster, because this is what we are praying for as intercessors. We are believing God in this season for the freedom of the Zimbabwean people, and it is going to happen very soon. It is going to be a reality. So family, this is what is happening around our country and in the politics of the nation. We will continue to be giving you updates. Stay tuned. I'm going to be coming back again a few minutes time and still talking about more other issues that are happening. As I said in the past days, we are going to be giving you updates throughout the day, both on both channels, on Chatufa Live, on also main channel, Chatufa Television Production. We'll be giving you information of what is happening as the news is coming, as events are unfolding in our nation. The freedom of the Zimbabwean people is what we are standing for, and we stand and we continue to believe God that it is going to happen, and very soon. Otherwise, thank you, family, for joining me on the show. I'm going to come very shortly. Don't go away, and give you another story that is happening in the nation. Remain blessed, shalom, and remain standing there.